Hello everyone, this is Pamper Chew. A few weeks ago, my friend Bill gave this to me. It was in a radio station for about 20 years. The manufacture date is 1993. And I plugged it in. He said it was working when they pulled it, but I know these things don't last too long when they sit in a warehouse freezing cold for a couple years. So I plugged it in and it wouldn't. It would give me an error code, and I'll show that later in the interface if I get some time. But so I took the batteries out. This is the pack, and I thought they'd be no good. And the computer on board was measuring that they were fine, so I let it charge for a couple days, plugged in, and then I put a 200-watt light bulb on it, and it lasted less than a second. So I had to pull them out and see what was up, and it wasn't much actually. Not with the batteries. This one had like one cell a little bit low, so I just charged them separately. Then when I went to go put it back together, this one I already cleaned up, but this was completely black in those connectors. And that would explain the voltage showing correctly, but as soon as a load was put on them, it just shut itself off. And so I decided to take the case off and do the other side because it's bad too. See that? There's no way that was gonna pass any current, so I'm glad it wasn't the batteries, because that would be kind of an expensive fix, even though it's definitely worth it for something like this. So the rating on it, so it has 66 amp hours on the two batteries. Runs at, oh, here's a case. It runs at 24 volts internally, and this one it's a model L, what is it, LI 1.7 KAV or KVA, and I found the company that made it. They made a smaller one, or two smaller ones, and I don't see any mention of this one in the manuals. 1.4 kilowatts going in maximum, and then 14 amps out it can do. Single phase. And some other stuff, I'm not sure what those are. TVSS rating. And they are mounted correctly. I just noticed that. Ground is on top. It's a pretty thick cable. It's 120 volts going in, but I think they might have had options for 220 or 240. You can see right here that a little plug there. I would think that's so you can have, you know, a different type of plug for 240. Sharp Electronics. Oh yeah, who makes this? It says Fortress and some logo. What is the brand of it? I missed that part. Best Power Technologies. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna take a look around here, show everyone what's inside. I'm kind of impressed with these parts. So I'm guessing that's the big rectifier or something. What's down in there? Oh, that's the cooling fan, so that must be on the board here. Oh, hey. There you go. That's to go from DC to AC. Oh, those, well, they're not just heat sinks, they're also those two are going to transformer. And these two, looks like those two. I don't see one on there. Oh, it doesn't have a thing on it. Focus. Alright, so each one of those little heat sinks looks like they screw onto a bank of those little transistors in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 24 of those little guys. It's a bit dirty. I'm gonna go in and just clean everything. While I'm in here, I'm just kind of impressed. Ooh, onboard computer. The NEC, what is that? 78C14. Oh, some kind of ROM chip. Flashball ROM chip. And our best power technology. Manufactured in week 47, 1993. I'm planning on using this just for my computer, so a little bit overkill, but it's a nice freebie, and fix it up and use it. Alright, so I got that main inverter board off. I just loosened the main connections, the thick connections, so they can swivel. That way I don't have to remember where they go. I just need the board out so I can clean underneath. And down in there, that was one of the hardest parts to get to. It took me about 15 minutes to get it off. It was this little 40-pin connector. I think it looks like an ID connector. It was right down in here, next to these little delicate components. There was no way of getting to it on the other side. I just had to... Oh yeah, and it has like a latch that goes around the thing on the bottom. So that was the main problem, trying to get that out. Now that it's out, I can see what I gotta do to get this thing out here. Just those aren't even screws, they're just popped in. Ooh. Now, there's the 4 heat sinks and power supply rails at the same time. That is time for cleaning. Ugh. That's caked on there pretty good. Let's see if I can get some. Ooh. Not sure how I'm going to clean that out yet. Here's the look at the power supply. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. Yeah, that's caked on the entire. I can barely even make out the parts. That's the outside one. Thick and dirty in there. Oof. I don't know what to do to get all that out. Alright, here it is all mounted back up. I couldn't get in there very well, so I found something like this ruler here, and I wrapped it with wet baby wipes so it would stick to this Nico plaque dust that was all over this thing and get most of it out of there. And down in there, the fan, I cleaned that one up too. That was covered in this sticky mess, and it wasn't gunked up though. The fan was actually moving just fine, so I oiled it with some of this penetrating silicone stuff I found at a yard sale. Okay, and I'll just put the batteries in and cover on and see if it works. Didn't Bill say he lived on Corona? It must be saltwater or something.
He lived on Catalina Islands.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay. Alright, so I found a tool like this. It's a copper brush for cleaning gun barrels, I believe, and went in there and scrubbed it some more. And I think this will work. You can see how shiny it is now. And the voltage was down to 11.5, and this one's still at 12.3, I think. Yeah, the other one's holding at 12.3. Alright, it's the next day. Cleaned it all up, and I got this all put back together. Oh, this thing's heavy. There's the original date on those batteries. Wanted to show this. This is the fuse for the battery pack. 175 amps. 36 volt fuse. This is a 24 volt pack. And that brush cleaned it really well. You can see there. This camera does not like to focus. Okay, there it goes. Cleaned it all up. See the copper again. And I'm going to check the voltage again. This is about 24 hours after I stopped charging it. DC 200 volts, okay? I get 23 volts. So that means it's dropped about 1.5 volts. 23 volts. It should be okay. It might work. And now that the contacts are clean, it might actually pass some current. So I'm going to install this now in the location that I had ready for it, right over here. And it's going to just sit in the corner, power the computer, and I might even do a test using the 2 amplifiers here. And there's one last thing I forgot to do last night also, was to tie these back down. They are the main wires that go to this little power supply here. And I don't want those shaking around if it was to be moved or dropped or upside down. So I'm going to put these zip ties on. Okay. There it goes. It kicked on, I hit the switch by accident. I'm gonna plug it in back. Alright. Nothing. That's weird. Came on a second ago. Okay. Alright, I'm getting the same problem as I had before, which is batteries are failing. The A9 code. Let's see. Battery voltage. The code comes up there. 26 volts. So it's measuring it lower than I was measuring. Well, let me do a test. 25, 26, 30 volts. You can hear the supply cycling a little bit. Kicks on and off every other second almost. Huh. Is it just a charge circuit doing that? Okay, here is my UPS with a fresh set of batteries. I'm doing a power failure test. It's almost running no load though. Well, this should be able to run for a week or two. I need to find something with more current draw. Should say it's guessing around 20 minutes at 300 watts. Okay, it just shut off. Let's look at the timer. Well, shit. Well, that was smart of me. I wasn't even thinking. Just, it only shows you when there's power connected. And the UPS ran out. Okay, so this is 330 for about an hour. I'm just checking here to see if it was a low voltage or maybe a temperature failure. This thing was full of, if I can find the old videos, it was just filled with some kind of soot. Yeah, looks like the battery's though creeping a lot faster now. Yeah. And this is two 12-volt batteries in here. About 10 minutes left. Dang it, I really wanted to have a measurement for that. I guess I'll have to do it again. Let's get some of that sound going. Even had a little cardboard supporter for the heat sinks. Trying to get that out here. Might have to pull the board off first. I never got a reading of this 2 years ago when I first installed the fresh battery pack, but it has been powering or backing up my whole desk. Everything in front of me is plugged in through this single outlet, and during the summertime I even had the air conditioner on the battery backup. So I'll go ahead and just demonstrate. Shut that down. I have put cooling fans on it during the summertime so the batteries don't get hot and fail early. The colder a battery is, the longer it should last. So right now it's estimating a 1 hour backup with the current that's on it, 30% load. Let's get the AC going. It's December, by the way. This is 2 years after the video you just saw. There we go. So, the video you were watching is currently being rendered. All on battery.
turn everything on. Everything is on. Oh, we need a plasma TV. Let's see. There it is. Make sure that's on. Yeah, plasma TV. There we go. Now what are we doing? It's a 20-minute load. Cool. Plasma's on. CRT. Other monitor. Audio rack. Oh, and recently restored Pentium 100 Toshiba satellite. Okay, I'm gonna record the sound it makes when it's running and during power failure and power return. Alright. Hey, this is power failure. It's the battery voltage, currently discharging. The estimated time remaining. The percentage of maximum load, so it's at 40% load. And I've even been able to fire this thing up on the battery. So it's a really good unit, and glad I fixed it. A new set of batteries was $99 and free shipping. So definitely worth it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.